Paris. It was a question famously asked by France's wartime leader and former President Charles de Gaulle. How can anyone govern a country with 246 varieties of cheese? More than 60 years on, the answer appears to be no one. With yet another government on the brink, France has, it seems, become ungovernable. On Monday, François Bayrou, less than a year into his job, looks set to become the fourth prime minister to depart in just 20 months. His fate now rests on a confidence vote in Parliament that, if lost, would cement a record under the Fifth Republic and leave the country's president Emmanuel Macron weaker than ever. Bayrou called the vote in a bid to push through an unpopular €44 billion savings plan that includes scrapping 2 public holidays and freezing spending. He says it's a matter of national survival, warning that France must get a grip on its spiraling debt, since for 20 years, each hour of each day and each night has seen the debt grow by €12 million extra. These may be alarmist words designed to spur the country's fractious political classes into urgent action, even though budget reform was precisely what claimed the scalp of his predecessor, Michel Barnier. The European Union's chief negotiator, who kept the bloc united in the wake of Britain's tortured vote to leave the European Union in 2016, lasted only 3 months as PM, failing to climb that much steeper mountain of getting the French to accept sweeping spending cuts. With France sliding deeper into political instability, its borrowing costs are climbing. 10-year bond yields have risen above those of Spain, Portugal, and Greece, countries that were once at the heart of the Eurozone debt crisis and are now edging close to those of Italy. An economy under mounting strain and at odds with the European strongman image that Macron has sought to project. And yet the current instability can be traced back to Macron's dramatic decision to call a snap election last year. Piqued by the remarkable results of the far-right national rally in the European elections of May 2024, the French president forced a parliamentary vote in which his own party lost seats to the far-right and far-left, leaving France with a divided assembly. But it didn't have to be this way. The Fifth Republic, founded by President de Gaulle in 1958, was designed to end the chronic instability that had plagued France's Third and Fourth Republics earlier in the 20th century. The new constitution gave broad powers to the executive and set up a majority system to avoid short-lived governments. As a result, for decades, 2 mainstream parties on the left and right alternated in power. Macron blew up that order in 2017 by becoming the first president elected without the backing of either of the main established political parties. Re-elected in 2022, he soon lost his parliamentary majority as voters flocked to the extremes. 2 years of fragile rule followed, with Macron repeatedly forced to invoke Article 49.3 of the Constitution, pushing legislation through without a vote, to the increasing displeasure of opposition lawmakers and much of the French public. In the 2024 snap election, the left won most seats in the second round but still fell short of a majority after the far-right dominated the first. But their hopes of forming a minority government collapsed when Macron refused to accept their choice of prime minister. Unlike Germany or Italy, France has no tradition of coalition building, its politics shaped for more than 60 years by a presidency-dominated system.